December 24th, 2025. Ukrainian FPV drones targeted Russian soldiers. Russian soldiers attempting to take up positions in the forest in the Lyman region believed they were safe among the trees. But FPV drone operators managed to target the Russian soldiers one by performing very precise maneuvers. Did you look closely at the soldiers under attack? None of them have a weapon suitable for shooting down the drone. It's very difficult to hit the drone accurately with these automatic weapons.
Nice hit.
The helplessness of Russian soldiers and their lack of adequate equipment is causing them to constantly fail against drones. But what kind of weapon should they use?
Second one.
A Ukrainian FPV drone spotted a Russian soldier advancing on an ATV on the road.
Look at that road.
The Russian soldier.
Look at this road. Broken down, you know, caused all this bullshit, all this war by one man.
Noticed the drone approaching, he immediately got out of the vehicle and tried to hide, but was unsuccessful. Look closely. The Russian soldier hid under his raincoat and tried to camouflage himself, but it didn't work. The Russian soldier, found lying on the ground in the middle of the field, is struggling to escape the drone pursuing him. The FPV drone pilot is determined not to let the soldier go. One notable detail is that the soldier is unarmed. The soldier, with nowhere to run, ultimately cannot escape becoming the drone's target.
Good night.
Ukrainian forces spotted a Russian soldier.
How can you spot that, dude? How do you do it? How do you do that? Like, it'll take me forever. These guys are so talented, it's crazy.
Hiding in the ruins in the Pocrsk region. The Russian soldier, wandering alone in the abandoned area, was aware of the drone following him and began to flee from his location.
Jesus.
But where could he possibly escape to in such terrain? The FPV drone has already launched its attack. Russian soldiers began desperately running around to protect themselves from the attack. The FPV drone operator found a suitable position for the attack and managed to target the Russian soldier who was lying down and trying to hide under the tree. Two Russian soldiers riding motorcycles were attacked by a Ukrainian FPV drone. Realizing they couldn't escape the drone, the soldiers immediately jumped off their motorcycles and began to flee. But look at the terrain. There's nowhere for them to run.
Nowhere.
The FPV drone operator began chasing the Russian soldiers. Now a very long chase begins. The two Russian soldiers initially tried to escape together, but later began fleeing in different directions. One soldier went in a different direction and got away. The other Russian soldier was left helplessly facing the FPV drone. Look at the soldiers struggle to escape the drone. What would you do in this situation? There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Wow.
What's more, the other soldier fled.
What I would do in this situation? Probably stay home. Yeah, that's for starters. Or I would just surrender before all this bullshit. It's a little too late for this guy to surrender, I think, but I don't know what happened.
Without helping him. The soldier, exhausted from running, began to slow down and eventually became the target of the FPV drone. Share your thoughts on this attack in the comments. The target of the next attack was two Russian soldiers. Russian soldiers wandering around the front for reconnaissance were not aware of the drone following them. In fact, two soldiers were walking, keeping a distance between each other. This made tactical sense, but when they gathered for a break, the Ukrainian drone took action to attack. Here the drone is rapidly moving towards the target. The soldiers are still sitting and waiting, unaware of the upcoming attack. They still weren't even aware of the drone until the last moment. Maybe they heard your voice, and that's why they sat down? The drone struck two soldiers with the explosive it was carrying. They did not survive the attack.
Wow.
Do you want to see the uncensored version of this video with no blurs and no cuts? Head over to olegreacts.net. The link is in the video description. Check it out and enjoy the real experience.
A Russian military truck was hit like this while building new trenches on the front line.
Nice.
A Ukrainian FPV drone managed to infiltrate Russian positions and began searching for Russian soldiers. Here, a Russian soldier lying on the ground unexpectedly encountered a drone and was unable to escape. The attacks did not end there.
Wow.
Many vehicles belonging to Russian forces in the same area were targeted.
Nice hits.
Ukrainian fiber optic drones bypassed signal disruptions in the area and continued their uninterrupted.
Look at this thing. Look at this Neva. Raised 4x4. Custom tires. Ready to invade another country. Doors missing. Mad Max in full action.
Attacks.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Enjoy the art. This was taken from the Hollywood set, Mad Max. Beautiful. I bet you people in America would love to get their hands. Car people, they do a lot of weird shit with cars. Would love to get their hands on this thing. Some do.
You can see the helplessness of Russian soldiers on the front lines. They no longer even feel the need to protect their military vehicles.
They don't even try.
A completely chaotic frontline battle is unfolding. Look at the Russian soldiers sleeping in the forest. They seem to have started ignoring the drones.
Man.
Is it because they are tired?
Yes.
Or is it because they are already unable to defend themselves against the drones? A lone Russian soldier was spotted by Ukrainian forces. The soldier, walking in open terrain, was completely unaware of the drone approaching from behind. What happens next is quite interesting. At this distance, he should have heard the drone by now.
Wow.
But as the drone approached, the Russian soldier simply lay down on the ground. When the Russian soldier realized the attack, he panicked or helplessly surrendered.
Bloop.
A fiber optic drone was lying in wait along the soldier's route in the Pocrsk region.
Wow.
As two soldiers passed by, they became the target of the drone, lying in wait. The soldiers tried to escape at the last moment, but one soldier failed to escape. Ukrainian soldiers have begun testing a new weapon against drones.
I've seen this before.
Using weapons equipped with a net-firing mechanism, they have developed an effective defense against FPV drones.
The problem with these systems is that eventually it's no brainer. Eventually the Russians are going to be doing the same. Well, the Russians are really good at copying stuff, right? Same thing with Chinese. You know, the Chinese always copy American tech. Like you see the bomber, the V2 bomber or whatever, 3 years later, 5 years later, the Chinese have the same exact replica of the bomber, except the guts, the inside, interior is not the same. It's more gutted, but you know, it's like a paper tiger. So it might look like the clone of the same tech the United States has or other countries have, but it's really not. It's really just and then they put out these videos showing that, oh, China has these or Russia has these weapons that, you know, that they created on their own, but it's not true. And most likely it's just it's an empty shell. Okay. It's an empty shell of, there's no tech behind it.
This mechanism appears to be single use only. However, it has not yet been tested on the front lines. Do you think this could be an effective defense?
Yes.
A Ukrainian soldier managed to shoot down a Russian FPV drone with a single shot.
That's a straight up luck.
We can't quite see what weapon he used.
That's luck.
Any guesses?
It's like an M4.
Russian forces attempted to attack Ukrainian defensive positions in the Donetsk region with their mechanized units.
Oof.
However, Russian forces encountered unexpected Ukrainian resistance. Russian soldiers advancing with BMP armored personnel.
That thing, look at this thing, man. Probably need like 15 drones or 10 drones to really take it down.
Personnel carriers were met with attacks from over 40 drones.
40 drones!
Leaving the mechanized unit unsure of what to do and unable to mount a defense.
Wow.
Look at the intensity of the defense. Russian forces were completely divided and tried to retreat.
Crazy.
But the drones didn't let them go. Wow. Fiber optic and FPV drones repeatedly hit armored vehicles with high explosive bombs. Don't you think it's strange that Russian forces launched an attack without any defensive preparations and are still
No.
attacking without paying attention to
No.
drones.
I don't think it's strange.
Ukrainian soldiers conducting reconnaissance in the Odessa region encountered a Russian Shahed 136 unmanned aerial
Shahed.
vehicle. They began firing with automatic weapons to shoot down the drone. The Russian UAV, which was not very far away, exploded in midair after being hit by accurate shots.
Nice.
A Ukrainian military FPV drone managed to infiltrate a hangar-like structure. Inside this building
see.
in the Donetsk region, military vehicles hidden by Russian soldiers were discovered. These were armored personnel carriers.
Uh-oh, what do we got?
The attack began immediately.
Oh my
The drone
god.
carrying high explosives struck the first armored vehicle. And immediately afterward,
That thing's looking clean. For now.
a second drone moved in to attack another armored vehicle. This attack
Fuck it
shows
up, boys.
that Russian forces are choosing abandoned areas to hide their military equipment. However, hundreds of FPV drones continue to conduct reconnaissance daily, rendering Russian military units ineffective. It is also evident
Nice.
that Russian forces are no longer sending reinforcements of military vehicles to the front due to their continuous losses of military vehicles there.
Did you hear that? You guys want to hear that again? Listen.
Daily, rendering Russian military units
Right here.
ineffective. It is also evident that Russian forces are no longer sending reinforcements of military vehicles to the front due to their continuous losses of military vehicles
Wow.
there. Logistically, Russian forces continue to suffer significant damage.
Crazy.
Russian forces were attacked by Ukrainian FPV drones on the logistics route stretching from the Donetsk region to the Lyman region.
Nice.
Numerous military vehicles carrying ammunition and troops to the front were destroyed one by one. With the arrival of winter, Russian soldiers are trying to defend their positions without sufficient ammunition and logistical support. But the reinforcements they are waiting for are
Damn.
not reaching them. Now watch what happens next. Ukrainian soldiers are conducting an operation against Russian units in the Pocrsk region when they come under attack by an FPV drone belonging to Russian forces.
Oh shit.
The
Wow.
first drone misses the soldiers by chance, but manages to hit the vehicle, causing damage. But that's not the end of it. The Ukrainian soldiers immediately got out of the vehicle and took cover because a second attack was coming. The second drone attack also hit another military vehicle behind the convoy.
Damn, they got the shotguns.
The Ukrainian soldiers quickly got back into their vehicles and left the area. But did you notice something?
Shotguns.
The Ukrainian soldiers had shotguns,
Yep.
yet they still couldn't shoot down the drone.
Wow.
Because the drones are very fast and carry out a somewhat vertical attack. What kind of weapon do you think should have been used against this attack?
A shotgun would be the best case scenario, and I mean, I don't know what else you could be used. I don't know at that point. You know, especially if it's a fiber optic drone, there's nothing you can do. You know, it's just your best chance is a shotgun. That's it.
When Russian soldiers arrived to defend their new positions in the Sumy region, they were attacked by the Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade. BMP
Wow.
armored vehicles, Russian soldiers on motorcycles, infantrymen trying to hide in the area, and even military vehicles carrying ammunition and logistical support to the trenches were all neutralized one by one. Do you see how old the vehicles used by Russian forces are? The reason for this is that they don't want to lose new military vehicles
Right.
because they are constantly under drone attack at the front. Most of the vehicles are Soviet era, nearly 30 years old.
Maybe more.
Russian forces at the front continue to weaken. Moreover, since winter dominates the front, these supplies made by Russian forces to defend their territories seem to be useless. Look at the attacks. They took place in just one day. While Russian forces continue to suffer heavy losses against drones, Ukrainian forces have turned the winter to their advantage and launched an offensive. While Russia and Ukraine continue their war on the front lines with full force, do you think Russian forces will be able to carry out a major operation during the winter? Share your thoughts in the comments.
I don't think anybody's gonna be moving much. The mud is already settled in. The equipment can't get through. Everyone's just gonna be just doing a little bit of a stalemate for next 5 months. So not a lot of movement's gonna happen, you know. Obviously Ukraine's not gonna be moving much, and Russia's definitely not gonna be moving much. So that's my prediction for next 5-6 months. Maybe in spring, after the mud, after all that dries up, there might be some movement, but hopefully by then, hopefully by summer we have some better news as far as this whole war thing goes, because it's definitely exhausting, and I'm sure people are tired and exhausted on both sides. And I hope not that we really care about the Russians, but you know, hopefully somebody takes out the guy that's sitting in Moscow. So we you know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and that's my take on it. So check out State 24, makes amazing videos all the time. I will leave his YouTube link in the video description. Підпишись, це безкоштовно. Subscribe, it's free. Like the video, doesn't cost any money. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. До побачення.